The bustling studio lights of ABC's The View hummed with anticipation on this crisp October morning in 2025. As the familiar theme music swelled and the audience erupted in applause, Whoopi Goldberg, the ever-steady moderator, sat poised at the center of the curved table, flanked by her co-hosts. The sharp-tongued Joy Behar on the end, Sunny Hostin with her poised elegance, Sarah Haynes radiating warmth, and Alyssa Farah Griffin bringing her fresh conservative edge. The panel had just wrapped a lively segment on the latest Hollywood strikes when the announcer's voice boomed. Introducing the day's guest, Adam Sandler, the comedy kingpin fresh off the heels of his latest Netflix smash. A heartfelt dramedy about family reconciliation amid modern chaos. Adam ambled onto the set with his signature laid-back swagger, dressed in a casual button-down and jeans that screamed, "I'm here to chat, not pose." His trademark baseball cap tilted just so. He exchanged quick hugs with the ladies, planting a peck on Whoopi's cheek and fist-bumping Sarah, before settling into the hot seat with a grin that lit up the room. Joy, ever the provocateur, leaned forward with a mischievous sparkle in her eye, ready to dive in. The conversation kicked off smoothly, Whoopi steering the ship with questions about Adam's evolution from slapstick goofball to nuanced storyteller. His films like Uncut Gems and Hustle earning critical nods while still packing that Sandler charm. Adam chuckled, recounting anecdotes from the set, his voice a gravelly mix of Brooklyn grit and genuine humility, drawing laughs as he mimicked co-stars' mishaps. Sunny chimed in, praising his commitment to diverse casting, and Alyssa probed about balancing comedy with heavier themes, to which Adam replied with thoughtful candor, admitting the vulnerability scared him but fueled his best work. The audience lapped it up, the energy electric yet cozy, like a family gathering where everyone felt seen. As the second segment rolled in seamlessly after commercials touting fall fashion and upcoming episodes, the panel delved deeper into Adam's creative process. Whoopi tossing softballs about his collaboration with Judd Apatow on the new project script, which blended raucous humor with poignant family dynamics. Adam leaned back, animated, describing late-night rewrites fueled by pizza and nostalgia for 90s comedy roots, his hands gesturing wildly as he imitated Apatow's exasperated director calls, eliciting genuine belly laughs from Sarah and even a smirk from the usually reserved Sunny. The audience, a mix of loyal View fans in their beaded necklaces and wide-eyed millennials drawn by Sandler's draw, clapped enthusiastically, the studio's warm wood paneling and potted plants creating an intimate vibe despite the bright Klieg lights overhead. Alyssa, seizing the moment, pivoted to Adam's influence on younger comedians like Pete Davidson, praising how his Happy Madison productions fostered raw talent, and Adam nodded appreciatively, sharing a quick story of mentoring sessions that felt more like therapy than work. Joy, however, wasn't done. She interjected with what she framed as tough love, questioning if Adam's films perpetuated bro culture stereotypes that undermined women's roles, her voice rising with the fervor of a seasoned activist who'd sparred with everyone from Meghan McCain to Mike Pence. Adam's response was polite at first, a chuckle and acknowledgement of evolving industry standards, but his eyes betrayed a flicker of irritation, the kind honed from decades of defending his art against critics who dismissed it as lowbrow escapism. The exchange escalated subtly, Joy citing a specific scene from his latest where a female character was relegated to punchline duty. Her words sharp as she gestured with her manicured hands, coffee mug forgotten on the table. With the clock pushing toward the halfway mark, the show transitioned into its interactive phase, Whoopi inviting audience members to pose questions scrawled on cards, a segment designed to humanize stars and diffuse any lingering heat. A young woman in the front row, clutching a Waterboy poster, asked Adam about his favorite fan encounter, and he lit up, recounting a heartfelt meeting with a Make-A-Wish kid who'd quoted The Wedding Singer verbatim, his storytelling weaving humor and heart in equal measure, drawing ahs from the crowd and softening smiles from the panel. Sarah beamed, sharing her own Sandler marathon with her kids, while Alyssa queried about work-life balance in the post-pandemic era. Adam admitting the blur of Zoom editions and homeschooling had reshaped his priorities, his candor resonating with working parents in the audience. The vibe thawed momentarily, laughter echoing as Adam demonstrated a ridiculous home workout fail from lockdown, his physical comedy second nature even in talk show confines. But Joy, sensing an opening or perhaps unable to resist, seized the mic during a lull, launching into a monologue on how male comedians like Adam often punch down at women's expense in their humor. Referencing old SNL sketches with a pointed finger, her delivery a mix of lecture and lawsuit-ready precision honed from years on air. The studio fell into a hush, the audience's applause polite but sparse, as Adam's face transformed. Brows furrowing, lips pressing into a thin line, the easygoing everyman facade cracking under the assault. He interjected calmly at first, "Joy, that's ancient history. I've grown, the industry's grown." But she bulldozed ahead, her voice amplifying through the speakers. "Growth means accountability, Adam, not just box office excuses." The brutality peaking as she implied his success shielded him from real critique. In the eye of the storm, as applause died and the show hurtled toward its final act, the co-hosts navigated the minefield with practiced poise, Whoopi masterfully redirecting to safer waters by unveiling a surprise clip from Adam's new film. A hilarious outtake of him flubbing lines in a family dinner scene, the blooper reel eliciting relieved guffaws that cut the tension like a knife. Adam, still buzzing from his outburst, forced a grin and played along, commenting wryly on his award-worthy ad-libs. The self-awareness endearing him further to the crowd, who responded with enthusiastic cheers, sensing the vulnerability beneath his bravado. Sonny seized the reprieve to laud the film's soundtrack, a mix of 80s throwbacks and original tracks co-written by Adam, prompting him to hum a snippet off-key, his humility shining through the chaos. Alyssa, ever the bridge builder, asked about fan service and sequels, leading to Adam's animated rundown of potential Hotel Transylvania spin-offs with Jewish monsters. A nod to his heritage that drew knowing laughs and warmed the room. Joy, however, simmered quietly at first, her silence louder than words, jotting notes on a pad as if plotting her comeback. The veteran showwoman's ego bruised but unbroken. The segment flowed into promotional plugs, Adam thanking Netflix execs and teasing holiday releases, his professionalism a stark contrast to the earlier fire, though his glances toward Joy carried a wary edge. Then, like clockwork, she reignited the fuse during a wrap-up question on legacy, her voice dripping sarcasm. "Adam, after that little tantrum, what's your advice for young comics on handling criticism gracefully?" The jab landed brutally, the audience inhaling collectively, the exchange reigniting with ferocity as Adam's composure fractured anew. As the end credits loomed and the studio lights dimmed fractionally for the farewell, the panel circled back to collective praise for Adam's oeuvre, Whoopi encapsulating the hour with a heartfelt toast to his indelible mark on laughter, her gravitas grounding the whirlwind. Adam, regaining his footing, thanked the hosts individually. Warm nods to Sarah's enthusiasm, Sonny's insight, Alyssa's fairness. His words gracious despite the raw edges, the audience rising in a standing ovation that washed over him like balm. He lingered for a moment, signing a fans program thrust from the front row, his interactions a masterclass in resilience, chatting briefly about baseball playoffs to deflect deeper probes. Joy, in a surprising turn, extended an olive branch of sorts during the goodbye chatter, quipping, "We may clash, but that's what makes great TV. Keep making us laugh, Adam." Her tone lighter, though eyes held a glint of challenge unmet. He responded with a wry smile. "And you keep us honest, Joy, even if it stings." The exchange softening into mutual respect, a détente born of battle, drawing chuckles from the crowd and easing the co-hosts' visible relief. The theme music swelled again, signaling wrap, but not before Alyssa slipped in a plug for Adam's charity golf tournament benefiting kids' arts programs, tying the drama to his do-gooder side, a savvy redirect that humanized the meltdown. Off-air whispers buzzed as cameras powered down. Producers high-fiving over ratings gold, staff buzzing about post-show drinks to decompress. But on set, Adam hugged Whoopi tightly, murmuring gratitude for the platform, his vulnerability peeking through the star shield. Joy approached last, a quick shoulder squeeze and no hard feelings? To which he nodded. Water under the bridge. Next time, drinks instead of debates.